Hi, I'm glad that everybody's here in this meeting. It's a lovely day today. I find that the beautiful thing about Ingela's painting is that each piece has a different meaning, different story, connect to different people in a different way. And it's really beyond beauty, beyond the appreciation of artwork. Each piece interacts as a conversation. What do you think, Natalie?
Absolutely. I've got a lovely painting of Ingela's on my wall in my apartment, and it's a beautiful painting of a woman, a Chinese woman in a red dress, set against the backdrop of Singapore's central business district. And it's really interesting because I know culturally that Chinese women will dress in red at their weddings. They usually have one ceremony in white and then another one in red. Is that right? Yeah, Betty.
Yeah.
But obviously, and I'm not from a Chinese background, so my interpretation of it was more that this vibrant woman was standing there, standing out amidst this very monochrome grey background, saying, "Here I am, world." And I loved that. I loved the confidence of it, and the fact that a woman would be standing there like that.
Lovely, yeah. And Ingela, what do you think? When you paint those paintings?
It's very close to the feeling I had when painting it, Natalie. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, so I can completely relate to that. Wow. And I so wish I would sit next to you in that gorgeous couch, probably in Penang, if I'm right.
That's right, yes.
So I'm being back in Sweden and discussing this interview today. We had this quote going, "What would you do if you're lost in the forest?" And then it said something like, "Remember, the trees are not lost." And when I was thinking back on that, I would say if I got lost in the forest alone, I would certainly sit down and calm myself for a while, breathe, meditate, and because otherwise I'm certain that I would get even more lost. But usually I don't go out alone in the forest. I go with a group of close friends that are very experienced in hiking. And the last time we were out, we actually ended up in the birthplace of L.M. Ericsson, who was, our inventor of the first phone in Sweden. And today, Ericsson still employs almost 100,000 people in all over the world. And I ended up in his birthplace just by being lost in the forest. And to me, him starting this communication that makes it possible for me to create Harvest Moon together with amazing people that I know from all over the world. So it kind of ties this communication together. And I remember the spring of 2020 when I was in an apartment in KL, reading Natalie's articles on LinkedIn that brought me so much, in this time when we felt a lot of fear on what was going to happen. Her articles really brought me back to so much hope. And I was so happy that we could co-create with illustrations and your beautiful message about change, Natalie. So that was wonderful.
Oh, thank you, Ingela. That's fantastic.
Look at that.
It's lovely to know that as well. It's very touching. And it's interesting, isn't it? It's like having this spark of purpose. I think that's what really we all need right now, isn't it? It's like it's got, in a lot of us, it's sort of got buried during 2020, and we had to sort of reconfigure ourselves and reinvent ourselves and rediscover actually who we are, and be able to tap into that aspect, that essence of who we are, so that we can create out of that. And it sounds like that story that you just shared as well about being lost in the forest, to know that when we come out of it, we can actually find amazing things, like you found Ericsson's house in the middle of the forest. I mean, that is absolutely really extraordinary.
Yes.
And Ingela, I find that a lot of the people who like your painting are very strong, successful, independent women. And I remember one of those paintings, The Transformation, it's called, and it has an impact on one of my friends, because she was at the crossroad and had to make a big decision in her life. And after she saw your painting, and she said to me, I make my decision now. And weeks later, she told me, your painting, The Transformation, sent a very strong message to her that she herself can be transformed, can be empowered. And therefore, she made that decision, just because she saw your painting. And it's a wonderful, wonderful story to be shared. And thank you for that painting. So my friend made a good decision to carry on with her life, put on the red cape, and charge on with something important in her life.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Betty. That's really strong. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. And I mean, I've also been connecting with you many Sundays for the Super Soul Sunday that Natalie and her husband will send out from Penang, and danced in my living room and painting together, because I think that music, dancing, art can really bring out the spark of purpose in us.
It gives you the hope and light you, isn't it? Yeah, relax you.
Yeah, I think too, like we can often be going through, these difficult times, and we can be in that sort of no light at the end of the tunnel, or that aspect of the dark night of the soul. But it's what I'm sort of getting from this conversation is we've got to put on our red cape. We've got to stand in our red dress. We've got to stand in the beauty and the creativity of who we are. And then out of that comes hope. Out of that comes new ideas, freshness, inspiration, new ways of thinking. And we come up out of the curve and then up and into new light, into new ways of thinking. And I think that your art really inspires that, Ingela. It's so inspirational to own a piece of your work and have it on our wall. And every day I walk past it and I see that woman in red, and I think of you and I think of your message.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Natalie and Betty, for sharing these wonderful reflections. And I just hope that we will continue to co-create in different ways, even when we are, on different parts of the world. We can, we used to use this, but now we can use this. And to me, this change has really been how much new things we learn, how many new tools we learn each day to, keep connecting. And that is wonderful. So thank you very much for sharing today and being part of this.
You're most welcome. And thank you, Natalie, for joining us, joining this meaningful meeting and sharing. And I look forward to see you all in person together.
Thank you.
Thank you.